and welcome to Delectable Flavors. In today's video, I will be sharing a recipe on how you can make eggless moist chocolate cake. Now let's get started. For this recipe, you will need 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 cups of sugar, 1.25 cups of cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 14 tablespoons of applesauce, 1.5 cups of milk, half a cup of melted butter, as well as 1 cup of boiling water. You will also need a whisk and a spatula. So what we're first going to do is mix our dry ingredients together. So first I'm going to add in my sugar. My ingredients are already sifted. And if you're ever looking for the ingredients, feel free to look at the description box or on our website, as the ingredients will always be listed there. Now I'm going to add my salt, baking powder, baking soda. I'm going to give it a good mix and then add my cocoa powder in. Now let's add our cocoa powder. If you have unsweetened cocoa powder and you find at the end that the mixture is not so sweet, you can add a little more sugar. It is all according to your taste, as well as what brand cocoa powder you get, because they're a little different. Mine is sweetened cocoa powder, so that shouldn't be a problem for me. Now I'm going to give this all a good whisk. When your batter reaches this light brown consistency, that means it's well mixed. And I'm now going to mix my wet ingredients. And here I have a bowl, so I'll just mix it in here. First, I'm going to add my milk. You're going to add the boiling water at the end. Otherwise, any other way you mix it, it will be fine. Just make sure you keep the boiling water to the end. Get your whisk from the dry mixture and use that. Now add your butter in. I used melted butter, but if you like softened butter, you can use that as well. I just find melted butter is easier to mix and gives a better flavor in chocolate cakes. So I'm now going to add my applesauce, and I'm going to give this all a good mix. When you see everything coming along, you can mix a bit more vigorously. If you have a stand mixer, you can do all of this in a stand mixer or an electric hand mixer. But I like to use a whisk because it gives me a little bit of exercise and I find it more enjoyable. So I'm now going to add my boiling water. It is a bit hot, so I'm going to use an oven mitt. I'm going to pour it all in and give that a good mix as well. Now that I have a good mix of that, I'm going to put my whisk back into my dry mixture, and I'm going to add my wet mixture into my dry bowl slowly. Make sure to stir slowly in the beginning, as you do not want anything to spill out of the bowl. So when you're done mixing your batter, you should get this consistency. And that's perfect for getting a moist, beautiful chocolate cake. So next what you're going to do is grease 2 pans. I'm using 2 8-inch pans, but you can also use any other pans of your choice. I just greased the pan and then lined it with parchment paper, and I did the same with this as well. Now I'm going to pour my batter and try to pour it between 1/2 to 2/3 full because you don't want it to overflow out of the pan. You're now going to put your batter into the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If you are worried about any air bubbles, you can tap your batter onto the counter, or you can use a toothpick to let the air bubbles come out. My cakes are now out of the oven and I've let them cool for approximately 10 minutes. And now I just want to show you how you can check if it's ready using a toothpick. It comes out clean, that's good. You can also see that the sides are curling away from the pan, which is another indication. So these are your beautiful chocolate cakes, which are super moist, fluffy, and they smell just delicious. I hope you tried this recipe, and if you do like it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, do not forget to subscribe for a new recipe every week. Till the next recipe, bye-bye.